Well, the season has really started up here on the Highveld, and that was official as of last Saturday with the running of the Betway Spring Spree. And we have lots of events that sprinkled in along the way until we get to the Summer Cup at the end of November. New improved a purse of 6 million rand, and one of those next big events will be on the 5th of October, and that is the Spring Challenge at Turffontein. Of course, on the 14th of September, the much anticipated starter to the Betway PSL. That is very much on the horizon. But before we get to all that, it is time to welcome our guest, our resident pro. It is Mr. Daryl Marie. Eight fields tomorrow. Eight fields. Initially, one would be very sort of disheartened, but they're competitive.
I don't know about that. If you see my perms, you'll think Nino Podesta structured them. I think my pick six is 72 Rand.
Well, we know that the smaller the fields, the bigger the upsets. But so far, the week hasn't gone too bad. Obviously, the intervention of TCO2 saw to many people's bets, except the Bipot and PA players, because the favorite was declared the second place runner, the local debutant Quartermain.
Yeah, thank goodness for that. We at least got some money back with the bipods and the PA. I need to have my eyes checked first and foremost, because when we did the preview on Wednesday morning,
Yes.
the false rail was out 8 meters, and then yesterday at the Vaal it was out 2 meters.
Do you know what? If you see Vicky next time, my colleague, I said to her, somehow when we've got the stand side track meeting, you cannot see the track manager for love or for money. But when it's classic, he's in your face everywhere. And I don't know whether it's just coincidence. I'm saying when we need him for the comments on the stalls, etc. But yeah, yesterday wasn't too bad, huh?
It wasn't too bad. So the false rail on the inside track is out 2 meters. Opening leg of the bipods. I think the favorite does have a chance. That's Fetching Flyer. We actually tipped her last time out. She improved over the ground, but far too short in the market. I think that's a crazy price. If you are going to back her, wait till race time. I think she will take a drift in the market. Improvers in the race. Well, the improver in the race is number 8. Is that trained by Waishong?
Waishong.
Yeah. Good improvements in her second start. She was still in need of it. Stayed on. I think from a one draw, she'll be closer to the pace. She should strip fitter. So I like her chances. Not much separating herself. And number 1 is that TikTok addiction.
Yes.
Now she's having her peak run. She improved at the tongue tie last time out. Gavin takes the ride. I've thrown her in. And then Kuramati. I know she was beaten a long way last time out, but the winner won by just over 8 lengths. So I'm hoping to double up in the opening leg. If you want to go wider, add in number 3, Maurice Corp. But I think the favorite's too short. I'll give her a chance.
All right, so it is 1, 4, 5, and 8.
Correct.
Thank you, Mr. Marie. And that's an outlay, as he pre-warned us, 16 Rand for a full unit. All right, so now in race number 2, it is one of those races that certainly will be many people's race to look forward to. We see horses coming through from that big feature, the Premier's Champion Stakes, the 1600-meter event that was taken up by VJ's Angel. But there was a much backed horse that ran second, less than a length to VJ's Angel, and that is the Specialist, now relocated to the Highveld, now with the Sean Terry stable and the regular partner during the last season. That is the Smango Kumalo gets the ride in that first leg of the PA. The Specialist, well, that is the cramped odds of 9 to 20, and another runner that was in the race, and I think I can only go from strength to strength. That is Mount Pinatubo, second favorite, at 7 to 2. It's 8 to 1 and a better bar those. There is a scratching Mount Pinatubo's collie, or at least a stable companion. Number 2, Lincoln Navigator. That is the only scratching on the card this afternoon. Right, I'll leave it to you, Mr. Marie. I don't know if you've got too much time you're going to spend on this.
Yeah, I find the jockey. Don't you find the jockey booking of Kamala? I know Kamala's ridden the horse in the past, but I thought Gavin's retained somehow by Mr. Werner's.
Well, there's also the situation where Sean Terry does use the Smango a lot. They have a history together, a successful history together. And if a guy hasn't done too much wrong on a horse, I guess, so why change something that is not broken?
Yeah, absolutely. Now, obviously, Smango knows this horse well. Cracking
there you
run
go,
last time
conspiracy theorist again.
Cracking run last time out. I mean, it was in the grade 1. Strictly at the weights, at the ratings, you're going to say it's a one-horse race, but that was over a mile, Cecil.
Mm-hmm.
This is the inside track 1200.
Mm-hmm.
What price is he?
9 to 20.
Yeah.
Mount Pinatubo, 7 to 2.
I'd rather be taking the 7 to 10 Mount Pinatubo to finish in the top 2 than the 4 to 10 the favorite.
Is that right?
I can tell you something now.
Uh-huh.
Mount Pinatubo will finish nowhere near 10 lengths behind the specialist this time around.
Okay.
He's a top class individual, the son of Erupt. Now, the specialist has got him stone cold, but he's much better than that effort in the grade 1 beyond VJ's Angel. Yeah, so straight line exacted appears to be 4 from 5. If I was pushed into the corner to have a bet, Mount Pinatubo, two places.
Okay, right, let's confirm that PA, that is 4 by 5. And then there is another play, that is a banker in leg number 5, and that would be race number 6. All right, so we're continuing with our preview to Saturday's racing at Turffontein Racecourse, and this is now into that first leg of the Pick 6. Only the 8 races carded for Saturday. We're on the inside track. Obviously, the standside track has got a lot of big racing to come through in the next 3 months or so. Now, this is a Betway maiden plate. It's over the 1,600 meters, and the betting won't have as short a price favourite as we had in the preceding race, the specialist, but it is the Cane Train who is certainly overdue that the maiden win, and that is at 12 to 10. Drops back in trip to that 1,600 from the 2,000. Number 9, Jaham, 4 to 1. 6 to 1 is the one. A roll of the dice is 15 to 2, and better about those. Now, watching the Cane Train last time out, we did conclude that it is a big galloping horse. The tie track, which was it the tie track on that occasion? It was the standside track, but was caught out for pace. Very big horse, and I think the 1,600, Gavin would have learned a lot from that last run, and we should get our returns.
I think that's a very valid point you touch on. Gavin would have learnt a lot by riding the son of William Longsword last time out. You'll know him not much better in a race. I like the fact that he's coming back in trip. I think that's going to prove to be the winning move. Now, strictly, if you're a form lines man,
yes,
you're not going to fancy this favorite whatsoever. There's a few runners that have come out of that form line and failed to run a place in their next start. But I won't read too much into that because I don't think he stayed. Now, if you have a look at his form prior to that, I mean, Dual Prophecy ran a cracking post-maiden third, handicap
Master
debut.
TikTok,
Master TikTok ran fourth.
which you predicted. Well done to you.
Yeah, American Rebel also ran third in a handicap. So
Ahead of Master TikTok.
correct. So I had a look at his opposition over here. Now, I prefer him coming back in trip. I think he'll confirm that form with roll of the dice. I had a look at Mr. De Cock's, what is it? Jaham. I watched the replay. I wasn't impressed. Listen, he's got tons of scope for improvement. He's extremely well bred, but from what I saw, I think he needs another run or two under his belt, maybe even gelding. And then Heroic Act and Royal Miracle, not fans of that form line, but one thing I do like about Heroic Act is the blinkers come off. So I think he could be the potential danger to the Cane Train. But you know what? I'm actually very bullish on the Cane Train getting us through the opening leg of the Pick 6. I'm not going to be having a punt on him. If you're playing trifectas and Cortez, number 4, Misra, looked outstanding going to post last time out. Expect improvement on his behalf.
Right, so that is your Pick 6, an outlay of 72 Rand. It did tell us that it is going to be very inexpensive perms all along the show as far as Turffontein is concerned. All right, so you're watching a Waited to Win, proudly brought to you by Betway, and they sponsor race number 6, the major at 68 over the 1,800 meters. A field of 7 set to meet up at 2, which sees the start of Jackpot 1. Now, as far as the betting for race number 4 is concerned, it is a race where we will see the St. John Grey Silks to a good effect once again, certainly at the start and could possibly be at the finish. 22 to 10, your favorite number 1, Iger Sanction, the 5 Flag Bearer, 5 to 2, 7 to 2, the 3 Streisand, 5 to 1, the 4 Caliburn, and then it is 8 to 1 and a better bar those. Well done once again for Iger Sanction last week at a very good price of 10-1. And in that same race was the second favorite, if memory serves right, Flag Bearer. And that is actually better off by that 4 kg, I believe.
Yes, now strictly on paper, you'd expect Flag Bearer to finish ahead of Argus Sanction because of their turnaround in the weights. Even going back to the full go run, he actually beat Argus Sanction on that occasion, and he's as much as 6 kilograms better off. So on paper, Flag Bearer is the right one, but you know what? Argus Sanction, Cecil, without the blinkers, he's turned the corner. He's settled beautifully in running. He only got a 2.5 kilogram penalty for his last run. Coming into the straight, he always had that race under control. It was a smooth victory on his behalf. From a stall gate number 1, he should maybe just slot in behind Flag Bearer, get the run of the race. And despite the turnaround in the weights, I'm still favouring Argus Sanction. So I'm going 1 ahead of 5. Improving the race could be number 2, Guerrilla Warfare, the stable companion. He's been rested and gelded. He's having his handicap debut. But I think at this stage, Muzi's getting the stable elect. And then Caliburn, improvement last time out. But if you have a look at the form lines, he's held by Flag Bearer. And then trifectas and quartets include Rainy Season. Wayo Stables flying hard for him to reverse that form, but he should be thereabouts.
Thank you very much. 8 Rand, it is a 1 and 5 by 2 and 6 by Bank of the 4, and it's that 3 and 4 at the back. That is the outlay of 8 Rand to Jackpot 1. Right, let's now talk about the second jackpot getting underway with the fillies and mares. The 74 divided handicap over the 1,200 meters. Race 5 is due off at 20 minutes to 3, and it is the 3-year-old who won first time out, who is at evens. That is Selenio Peninsula from the Yansi from Furen stable with Smanga Komaro aboard. Number 7, Dancing Dora, is at 9-2. 9-2 is the 8 Mix the Magic. 8-1 is the 1 Boom Boom. 10-1 and better by those. If I had had a notion to actually ask you to give us your selections for the million jackpot, today would have been the ideal day because you are bullish about several runners, and today would have been the wonderful platform to advertise that product on Betway's platform.
I'm going to get it right one of these days.
I wish I'd actually asked you at the beginning, because by this time some will be joining us for race 5 and it's too late.
Yeah, the YouTube viewers can get on.
Yes.
This goes out the day before.
Selenio Peninsula. Now, there were 2 first-timers coming through from the stable. We've discussed this before. This was the lesser fancied of the 2, and yet this one turned out to win. And after 2 runs, the other one still hasn't won.
That's the game for you.
This one, James?
Inspector James was expected to get the job right on debut.
Yes.
He ran in the following race.
Yes.
And he got beat.
By Paul Match's horse.
Yeah. Now, what's it, Selenio Peninsula?
Yeah.
Lovely debut. Listen, her ability got her through because from the word from the stable was she needs further.
Yes.
Now she's going to love the step up to 1,200. She'll even go further in time to come. So I can see her winning this. Of that, there's no doubt. You know, she's extremely well bred, and we certainly haven't seen the best of her. Am I going to be jumping into the even money on offer? Absolutely not. Listen, the time wasn't great. The form line isn't great. I know the run-up has won since then. But you know what? She has to raise her game. She's lightly raised. She's going around the bend for the first time. Sitting back in a few months' time, we're going to be saying, how did we play against her off this rating? Because she's going to turn out to be a lovely filly. But I think I've found the viewers some value over here. What price is number 6, Time for Charity?
Time for Charity. Let's have a look at a Time for Charity. The last time I looked at it was a 16-1. And the Time for Charity right now still shows a 16-1.
Now, let me tell you why. Firstly, a few horses that have returned from KZN under the guidance of Wayo have won on the Highveld or performed extremely well, and one of them happened to be Blue Horizon, who ran second. Now, have a look at Time for Charity. Her rating has plummeted. Listen, she is moderate and she's limited. She hasn't won in 478 days. But in her penultimate start, around the bend on a turf surface over 1200. She ran close up, beaten 4 lengths. In that race, the second horse won, the third horse won, and the fifth horse have all come out to win, and she's dropped further in the ratings. I think at 16 to 1 we have to have a nibble, and I think she's the danger to the favourites. If you want to play wider, have a look at Candice Dawson's number 3 Great Barrier. Under new ownership, I don't think she would have sold her husband down the river, so she must have ability.
That's Daryl. It is the first leg of Jackpot 2, race number 5. All right, you're still with us on a Weighted to Win. We're looking forward to the start of the last Pick 3 race number 6, and it is a competitive fillies and mares 91. And at this juncture, obviously, it is many thanks to our proud sponsors, a Weighted to Win. They sponsor the race number 6, the Betway fillies and mares 91. It's over the 1200 meters, and of course, they sponsor the Summer Cup, which will be the culmination of the next 2 or 3 months. Now, in race number 6, what are we looking at as a favoritism? This is quite open. 15 to 10 is the one here, Come Bokeh, and that has been a revelation since relocating from the Western Cape to the stable of Corner Spies. 33 to 10 is the next best, and that is a 4-second breath. 5 to 1 is number 5, So Seductive, and beyond that, you're looking at a 6 to 1, about the 6 Queen of Fire. I just got to touch on the stable companion to the 4, the 7, It's Her Way, who's been shortened in a point from 8 to 1 to 7 to 1. Right, so the one, Mr. Marie, looked the part first time out and came through to win. Won again the next time out, and that was over the 1450, reverse back to the 1200. The first win was on the over course and distance.
Yeah, she's been nothing but impressive on the Highveld. And the handicap agrees. I mean, she got the maximum £8 penalty. She got the maximum £8 penalty. She's got a top weight to shoulder, a tricky draw to overcome. Touching on the betting, I think she's far too short in the market. I cannot
15 to
believe
10.
15 to 10. Oh my word! I thought
14 to 10. You can make that
14 to 10. I thought.
Yes.
I thought.
Oh, by the way, incidentally, please, so that whilst we are talking away, there has been a scratching come through in race number 8. Number 1, Willow's Magic has been scratched.
Yeah, so back to the betting in race 6. 14 to 10 here, Come Bokeh. 33 to 10, second breath. I made them closer to joint favourites. I think 33 to 10, second breath is outstanding value. Come Bokeh has gone up a lot in the ratings. And I don't know, what do you think of Cornet's yard at the moment? I think they've gotten a little bit off the boil.
They seemed to be picking up a few weeks ago, and then things just seemed.
Yeah.
Remember they had
a couple
that
of weeks
first
ago
time
they
out?
were firing.
They had that one world come through and win first time out, and so on. Yeah.
Yeah, I was very happy to see in the Conqueror one. But yeah, I'm having a bet on second breath, and I'll tell you why.
Uh-huh.
Listen, in her last start up the Vaal Straight, she was drawn towards the outside. She ended right up the inside. She didn't have the clearest of passages. Her ratings come right down to her 70. Gavin from Stallgate number 1. I know he does put up a kilogram overweight, but listen to this. Gavin's ridden her 3 times for 2 victories and a second. He gets on extremely well with her. She's going to get the run of the race. You know, in her form line, she's had 6 starts of this course and distance for a second. You know who that second was behind? A filly called Miss Daisy.
Oh yes,
and that was in
Poe's horse, huh?
that was in the Betways Ladies Stakes. Third in that race was Mrs. Browning. I think if things go well for her in running, I think she'll certainly take the power of beating of here. I've had a bet at 33.10, second breath. The horse that I think is going to improve a lot is number 2, Sound Machine. Now, in her penultimate start, she's well beaten by Come Bokeh, but she was returning from a layoff on that occasion. She's 5.5 kilograms better off. So for me, all my eggs in one basket. Number 4, second breath.
Thank you very much to Mr. Marie. Second breath, you've heard it all. 100 Rand win bet, and that could see you on the right side of a good profit. All right, so it is on to race number 7. This is going to be the penultimate leg of, or penultimate race, which means it is the first leg of the last double. And we have an ultra consistent sort in the form of the 3 Unzen, still with Gavin after their last impressive victory. And that is at 13 to 10. Number 2, Zenovi, when a runner just last week when running third in our Spring Spree listed. That is at 7 to 2. Number 7, Star Bomber is at 5 to 1. 6 to 1 is number 1, Puerto Manzano. Now, Johan has intimated in several interviews that he just doesn't know what to do because the horse is literally jumping out of its skin. And I don't know which is the bigger comeback. Is this the comeback of Oasis or is it Puerto Manzano?
Yeah, I thought he was retired.
No, it was, but he has intimated that he's making a decision, and
Okay.
the horse just seems to be so full of him.
Interesting. Now, also interesting is Zanovi being backed up very soon. 7 days later, must have taken his race well. Excuse me, Cecil. Unzen, great race for him last time out to get his confidence back up. I mean, he was in receipt of, is it 8 kilograms from main defender?
Yeah.
It was a perfect race for him on that occasion. Yeah, he's fairly well treated. He's joint best in. I think he is going to get a little bit of pressure in the early stages from Swing Upon a Star. The two of them like to get on with it up front, and Unzen can take a bit of a hold, so I'm hoping he settles in running. I'll give him a strong winning chance, Unzen. Now my bet in this race is number 4, Mercantor Each Way. He's currently in the region of 8-1, and some firms have even money for a top 3 finish. So if he finishes second or third, you basically get in your money back. I think you'll get a run for your money around 8-1. Like I said, the pace should be on. I like the fact he's coming back in trip, right? I like the fact he's having his peak run, and I like the fact that he's as much as 6 kilograms better off with Zanovi. And I think 52 from a 1 stall gates is going to get the run of the race. I really believe he'll be in the top 3. So we're getting that 8-1 1 bet for free. So Mercantor Each Way for me.
Mercantor Each Way, that is in the colours of Mauritian-based Mr. Vicky Virman 2. That is a Mercantor looking for that 6th win from 27 outings when facing up in this Pinnacle Stakes against the likes of the returning Puerto Manzano.